Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Mystic Junkies podcast, the history of mystery comedy show. We're here with another one. We got some cool topics we want to talk about today, but before we do that, we want to introduce our new guest here. Edith couldn't make it, so
we'll see.
What is this exactly?
There's something inside. We'll find out at the end.
Are we just gonna beat the crap out of it at the end?
Ferdinand.
Ferdinand, the goat. Is that a
the
goat?
goat or is it a bull?
This is a Latino Trojan horse.
Oh,
yeah.
nice. So whatever's in it's hot.
All
Yeah.
right. That's so that's our guest.
Okay.
Not expecting much out of them.
No.
They.
It's
They.
whatever. Yeah.
They.
They're non-binary.
You never
Yes,
know.
of course.
We don't know. We checked onto the legs. We might.
No, that doesn't. You can't tell them either.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Right.
Before we get into our topic, which is going to be really fun, I think we're going to have fun with our topic, right? It's going to be a good one. We had some interesting stuff happen in the news recently, so we thought we'd cover that for a bit. The first thing I wanted to actually cover, if Donnie, if you want to bring that up for me, was there's a 4,500-year-old chamber discovered inside the Great Pyramid of Egypt. Ooh. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, most definitely. A new one, you mean?
A new one. And this is interesting, actually. This is actually a picture. They used like a what do you call it, like a stethoscope kind of thing?
Oh, and just dropped it down?
So nobody's actually in this image or in the chamber.
It's like they snaked the toilet with a camera.
They use like radiography technology to find it, and they have no idea what it is though. But there's no way to get into it either.
How deep does it go?
It's right underneath the entrance of the Pyramid of Khufu. So not Giza. It's one of the three.
Yeah.
It's Khufu. I forget the other one.
Yeah, but how far down does it go? Or
it's okay. So it's 30 feet by 9 feet. So it's just a small chamber. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe a mini tomb or something.
They don't know. There's nothing in it. But the one person like speculates that it's actually just like a part of the design. Like it's like a structural piece, if that makes sense, to make it all work. But it looks like something might have been in there.
Maybe it is like something like that. You know how we have viewing rooms and stuff. It's like, come and look at this piece of art. You know, or come and look at this. It's like, just step down this tunnel and look at our dead pharaoh or something.
If it was raided, because like that's what most people don't know this, but like the Great Pyramids were raided.
Everything has been raided.
Yeah, so like, they were taken. Like a lot of like good stuff was taken out of it for all we know. And actually, if you look at the
the Catholic Church took everything.
Took probably everything.
Yeah, most definitely. That's what they did.
It's all at the Vatican.
Yeah, right. And they won't give it back.
I saw some mummies. Yeah.
But even like the pyramids themselves, they were originally like smooth. I don't know if you know this. They're originally smooth like the limestone was, but because of people just started like chipping away at it, that's why it's all damaged and stuff. So originally it was like very smooth. You couldn't even fit a razor blade in between each block. That's how like well constructed it was.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of damage done, but this is an undiscovered one, and they think they found like multiple chambers in like Giza that they're still exploring. So and they've been doing this project since 2015. So, like, who knows what they're going to uncover? I'm kind of excited.
Maybe they were water slides or something.
Yeah.
Or to a dead end.
What if we found out it was a park?
The pyramids were the Egyptian they were Egyptian Disney.
That'd be so disappointing.
Sometimes the kids did not come out because of the dead end one.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So that's right.
Like a
or maybe it's just a spot where they did dirty shit.
Well, if you look at like the roof of it, it kind of looks like there might be something like drawn on it, but I also
I'm looking at it, but does it go? Okay, are we doing horizontal? Are we going vertical? Are we going angular? How 30 degrees or 30 feet in what angle?
They inserted I don't know what it's called, the device. It doesn't have it in here either. But they inserted like some kind of like, it's like a camera like on like a string essentially.
Yeah.
And they were in another chamber that's obviously been discovered, and they were doing like these radiographs, and they found this like hollow point. So they actually like drilled into it, inserted this camera, and that's what this is. So I'm imagining it's an adjacent chamber. If that makes sense.
Well, that's how they do. That's what your plumber. There's a group.
Yeah,
they
snake
that.
Yeah,
they go into your pipes. There's a company that does that right here in Sarasota.
I think it's
I think that I'll look it up. I'm pretty sure it's probably the same people.
It's the same people.
Ancient Egyptian. It's just an ancient Egyptian doghouse, bro.
Yeah, right.
30 feet deep.
It's not very big.
That's what I'm saying. It's 30 feet deep, and it's like real small. So it's like
It is cool though. I thought that was exciting, but and also we found another thing. This is another thing that's pretty cool. The Mexican president Andreas Manuel Lopez.
The elf.
Took a picture of something, and he's calling it the Woodland Alux, which is like this ancient Mayan elf that he thinks has come back.
Yeah.
And it looks like it could be just a monkey, but
no, that's what a lot of people are saying. Monkey with the eyes, like,
but it's creepy looking.
Dude,
right?
I seriously, I've been joking. I'm just like, dude, it's just some fucking hobo in a tree. It's just
it's looking
hobo.
right at him.
Yeah,
just
I mean,
another Tijuana cracker.
That's what I'm saying. Just
Of
stuck
course
up
it
in the
is.
tree, dude.
Yeah.
She's up there being like, I've been sleeping because I'm trying to like, what do they have? Do they have tigers? Where are they at again?
It's in Mexico.
Mexico. So what kind of thing? Yeah, hyena, not hyenas.
Well, it's like the chupacabra.
Yeah, whatever. Things are trying to eat you on the ground. She's sleeping in a tree, and then he's drunk, probably trying to get rid of a hooker, and he's just like, he looks up in a tree and sees this.
Yeah, well, they've got problems for decades with the drug cartels controlling their country, and this some bitch is out here taking pictures of the monkeys.
He's tweeting.
You know what I mean? It's like,
like he's the president of
Mexico. I think we see the priority of the leadership in Mexico as to what they're concerned with.
He's trying to make the next Blair Witch.
Donnie, if you scroll down a bit, there's an original picture of like what he's talking about, or not a picture. It's this is what it's supposed to be.
Fuck?
Yeah, which I didn't know that there was elves in Mayan.
That's the
culture.
Jimmy Neutron. Yeah.
Well,
that picture he took, it looks like there's like a shroud or something on it, though.
Yeah,
like he's got exactly.
Kind of creepy.
It is kind of creepy.
There's bigger fish to fry in Mexico than
elves.
Than that.
Yeah,
I don't think there should be much time spent.
I just thought it was funny
in the Mexican White
No,
House.
it's on the news though. That's what I thought was funny. I'm just like, all of a sudden, it's on the news. It's on every big the Colbert Report did something. Everybody did something.
And when did this come out?
Weeks ago.
A
couple weeks ago, week and a half ago.
Yeah, the 27th of February.
Didn't we just have 4 people kidnapped?
That's one of them trying to come home.
Yeah.
Just tied in a tree.
Do they have monkeys in Mexico?
Yeah.
They do, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know about that.
It's tropical.
Yeah, tropical, yeah.
They got
him.
Weird shit.
Interesting enough.
Remember where he was.
All right, and then see if you guys can guess what this is. This was a Roman sex toy discovered after experts re-examine a 2,000-year-old wooden phallus found near
the dildo,
Hadrian's Wall.
I remember,
Now we have to figure out centimeters to inches. See, that's the first thing that hits us. It's not 10 inches.
No, it's wide, though. It's a chode.
10 centimeters.
Yeah. That looks painful.
I think that thing gets you ready for pregnancy.
Loosens you up a little bit.
Yeah, it's like a tapering pin for your ear, gauge it.
But they don't know who it belonged to.
Oh, really? They don't have a name attached to it?
It is funny that
That'd be funny if they chiseled the name into the side of it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Maximus.
How did they know that that's what it was used for?
Because
how did
look
they
at
know?
it.
Dude, look at the head.
Well, say if it was broken off from a statue or something, or
a penis. Yeah.
Oh, wait! If they had elastic, they could put the elastic around the head part. It could have been a slingshot.
That's 4 inches, by the way.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. Oh wow, huge dick. Huh?
Yeah. Well,
Roman times.
Roman
massive.
times.
Pretty big. Yeah, see?
For the
that looks like a
for the Oompa Loompa.
What if what it
was?
was?
Our producer got on to me today. Said one of the last episodes, you're on your phone texting the whole time. I said, no, I'm not on my phone texting. I'm looking shit up. I'm calling bullshit on the whole panel the whole time I'm here. I'm like, no fucking way. Matt's out of his fucking mind. I'm trying to figure shit out. I'm trying to keep my own self-respect in this crazy.
I've been trying to just not bring my fucking iPad in this motherfucker too. I'm just trying to keep it slim,
Yeah.
But 3.9 inches is 10 centimeters.
Wow.
So,
so I guess
it could have just been somebody being bored on duty and they carved a penis.
Did you hear that the national average penis size has gone up?
Good
Really?
for us.
It's on the news too.
Really?
What the fuck is the news up to right now? Supposedly it's up from an inch in the last 20, 30 years.
Inch is a
lot.
60.
Yeah, I know.
We're growing.
Inch is a lot of evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the average, I think, is somewhere around 5.5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Does that mean vaginas are getting bigger too?
Oh, probably. Ooh.
No, just more demanding.
That's what the growth is from.
That's right. Over the years, it's like, how many times can you hear, "Oh, please"? I mean, how many times can you hear that?
Yeah, you got to meet the demand, right?
This is gonna be an easy one. Yeah.
Business 101, meet the demand.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, it could be a dildo. It could also just be a wooden thing, I guess.
A wooden thing.
It looks like a penis.
It does look like a penis, but it could if you turned it around, it looks like a muddle.
It also looks like it could be a club of some type.
It looks like a muddle or a club.
A muddler, yeah.
Maybe they hung jewelry off the bottom dickhead.
Well, see, because it's got maybe they patterned it after the penis because it's got the it's got the circumcised. It's erect. So but you got the hood. So maybe it was a muddle. Maybe they got tired of when they were working on something, it's slipping off. Just kept slipping off.
That was how.
And they go in. Well, I know when I do that, my husband's dick, it never slips off. I've got that thing at the end that keeps it from happening.
That's how they asked women to marry after, caveman days.
Yeah.
It was the dick club, and they're like, you
gonk. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. And then they dragged him to the cave, and then
let's not get there.
I'm just saying.
Let's not finish that story.
No, that's gonna be bad.
But yeah, I thought it's good for Rome. You know what I mean?
Good for Rome.
Yeah.
Well, if anyone's gonna do it, it was gonna be fucking Rome.
They get to be the inventors of the first sex toy, right? They get to claim it.
Which I learned, and I think I've mentioned this before. Which I learned when I was in Rome. Twee's been to Rome. I've been to Rome. You losers. No Rome.
just England, but no Rome.
I know you've been out of the country, Les.
I know. And there's a reason for that. Okay.
They won't let me.
They won't let you in.
No.
If you go out, you're out.
I can't leave.
Mike.
I cannot leave. Yeah.
But I found out that in Rome, in one of the tours, where there was a statue of one of the Caesars in this big palace thing, there was a small boy at the foot of his thing, and that they had informed us that in that time the most attractive, sexually attractive human was a boy between the age before puberty. Between the ages of like 5 or 6, and until once they reach puberty, they're not. And that every man of success had a boy.
Talking about daddy issues.
And so that being said, the dildo thing was probably necessary because the women, they ain't even into women.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bizarre and it's sick, but
really
it's true.
It's absolutely true, and it's weird. It's
so Michael Jackson was just an old soul, if you will.
He was an old soul. You're exactly right. Just keep making this joke.
I know. This is going for the groans. Yes, we're going for groans right now.
But that was true. That's a true thing.
All right, Donnie, what you got for us? You got a surprise for us? Something?
This one's pretty surface level, easy to take in.
The fuck?
So she is like my spiritual girlfriend. Peru police find pre-Hispanic mummy in ex-delivery man's bag.
Wow.
What?
Been in their family for 30 years. He's 26 years old. I want to point that out.
The mummy's 26.
The mummy's 26?
The mummy is a mummy hundreds of years old.
Okay.
But he's 20.
Left, who is the one who is having the relation, is 26 years old. The mummy is his family for 30 years.
Oh.
Wait a minute. So is he in love with the mummy?
Yes.
So oh shit. So wait a minute. Where is he? Because it looks like he found that in Peru. It looks like there's a trash pile behind him for miles and miles.
Those are buildings.
I know, but they look like I know, but I can't tell. They look like buildings, but that's also probably true. Outside is this massive
You're
trash
saying
pile.
he's romantically in love with the mummy.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Wow. The mummy's name, just so you know, is Juanita.
Oh,
good old Juanita.
What else?
Juanita Lolita. Oh damn, she's got shoes and cars.
Wow.
So and I gotta know, Donnie, because there's got to be residue.
Yep, here we go.
What is the proper lube?
Right, to get a mummy hot?
For a mummy.
Dust.
Well, a lot.
How do you get a mummy ready?
I mean, what is? There's got to be something. What?
KY.
You think it's KY?
Oh God!
Because I'm afraid if you use something petroleum-based, it would break down the tissue.
How in the fuck? Like,
well, so is he technically a necrophiliac?
He found a dead body and he's just rolling it around.
Correct.
But he mummified it.
Well, if he fucked it, is he fucked it? We didn't ask that.
It's his girlfriend, Matt. Okay? They're waiting till marriage.
But no, I mean, someone asked questions. Somebody asked questions. Did they ask the right questions?
Donnie said he doesn't talk about that. So, in other words, he respects the mummy. He's not like gonna out the mummy. And, it's like that's nobody's business but ours. What goes on?
Does he ask for consent?
Like it says, I take care of her, I maintain her. She's like my spiritual girlfriend. So I mean, he like walks around town and stuff with her, and takes her out to dinner, and just sits her in the chair across from him.
They had to find him somehow.
That's amazing. I like this guy. You know what?
What?
Yeah.
He's like the craziest homeless
At
guy
least
in your
he's
town.
interesting.
Yeah, he's like, I found this dead body.
Yeah. And this is in Peru. Yeah.
Fucking A.
Well, it would happen here if we didn't have
Do anything about
restrictions.
it. Yeah. Like somebody
it would definitely happen here.
It would be
Oh,
cool.
no.
And you know where it would happen?
it would.
Polk County.
Yeah.
Every time.
Everything is in Polk County, dude. I feel so sorry for you, Sheriff. Like, dude, I see you talking these crazies all the time.
Grady would be like, we had to do something about this.
Yeah.
Another meth head.
These
killed
mummy
another
girlfriends are really
wombat.
getting out of hand here. I mean, that'd be kind of cool to mummify somebody, though. Like, if that was like a.
What if he
an option.
mummified him himself?
Not as a girlfriend. I'm not saying that. I'm just
What
saying.
if he
like,
just got a bunch of salt, killed a bitch, just tucked it in there, waited, and it's like, this is my girlfriend from
romance,
a while
baby.
ago.
Romance.
This could be a murder story.
All right. Well, now for our big story of the evening, we're going into one of probably. I'm surprised we actually haven't done an episode about this guy because he's like right in our world, in our
He
wheelhouse.
really is.
But we're exploring the strange incident of Houdini's death.
And I still didn't know what supposed. Maybe I
Well,
have
so
the wrong
I was talking to Les
info.
about this actually.
You know?
I don't know if I saw it in a movie or like a documentary or something, but I always thought that he died in a water.
Same here.
You're right. Yeah. So I
thought so,
thought
too.
like he drowned in a water exhibit or something like that, and then I remember like this iconic scene where they were hitting the glass with the
Movies,
axe
man.
and stuff.
Movies,
so
yeah.
it was probably a movie or something.
Yeah, just BS in a movie.
Yeah. So what actually happened, guys? What are we?
Well, my understanding is he let somebody punch him in the stomach
Too many times.
as hard as they could.
Yep.
Right.
And he ruptured his appendix and
the
or
thing-
he had internal damage and,
Right.
and that's what killed him.
So the way I was reading it though, it was some guy named Whitehead, right? That was
Well, it was a college kid.
college kid.
But that was the kid that. Okay, so yes, it was a college kid that did it, but he was doing an act for many years of punch me in the stomach.
Yeah,
it's
right.
Invincible.
Right, invincible.
So this kid comes up when he comes into a show. One day comes into a show and he has a broken ankle already, and this college kid, the one that you're talking about, Whitehead. Friggin', he's like, come on, is it true? And he's like, yeah, go for it, and he's already sick. He's got like 103, 104 degree fever.
Because
And he punches him in the stomach to the point where he couldn't really perform, but he did one show. He had two shows.
Yeah,
he did the first show and then stopped the second show and let his apprentice do the second show.
Right. It was at McGill University, right?
Yep.
And
Is that in
think so.
Montreal?
I
Yes.
think so.
Yeah, it is Montreal. Yeah, because I've been there. Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess for people that don't know, though, first off, like Houdini's only 5'6". Well, I say only, but right. I mean, that might have been tall for back in the day, and he was extremely fit. He's Hungarian, and he was very proud. I guess that's the word. He was very proud of his tone and his musculature.
Right.
And so that's how that came about. So he would just sort of not dare people, I don't know, but kind of like maybe encourage or egg them on to punch him in the stomach.
Right.
Because he wanted to show like how powerful he was.
Right.
So I guess that day that he was punched by the students at McGill, a few days prior, he had actually lectured at their university.
Right.
He had been on this big wave of, I guess, anti-spiritualism.
Yes. Yes.
So that is going to go along with something that I'm going to bring up later. But so he was lecturing about that. He wasn't like at the university performing an escape or anything.
Right.
So he was lecturing against that. People that know him know that he was very against it because he thinks that was all hokey, fake, and he was trying to like debunk them. Yep. So these students who saw him at the lecture, I guess they visited him when he did do a show a few days later, and he was like laying down because he wasn't feeling well. And the story that I read was that when the student Whitehead was saying, oh, like, I can punch you in the stomach, and he had started to just do it before he had kind of said.
That's what I read too.
Right, before he said, okay, go ahead. He just kind of like sucker punched him.
Yeah, he 4 or 5 times.
He found himself at a frat party, probably.
So,
no, he just came backstage. This is according to witness Sam Smilovitz, I believe. When Houdini said the rumors were true, Whitehead abruptly delivered 4 or 5 terribly forcible, deliberate, well-directed blows to his stomach.
Right.
Houdini was still reclined on the couch and had no time to prepare for the punches, which appeared to leave him in considerable pain. So, like,
you think?
it was like he just got attacked by some student, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wanted to punk him pretty much.
Yeah.
He wanted to fucking
And
bust
the idea was that his appendix burst from it. But there's also right. Okay.
Yeah. Well, he was supposedly already had appendicitis from what they found later.
Right.
But he it was what do they call it? It's with a P.
Peritonitis.
Peritonitis, exactly, where it ruptures the inner layer. What keeps all your organs together pretty much inside there.
Right.
Because he kept getting hit in the stomach all the time.
Right.
And like it didn't give him the appendicitis, but like they think they already had the appendicitis, and that that when they took they had to have an appendectemy. He had to get
he was supposed to.
Yeah, well, he did. He got one supposedly. He supposedly got an appendectomy. But they didn't have antibiotics back in the day.
Right,
so they had to take it out real quick, and they took it out real quick, and hopefully that was going to do it, but the damage was already done.
Yeah, it's too
and
much.
He ended up dying anyway from that injury.
But which is ironic, because what I had read is that because he got punched in the stomach, he didn't take it that seriously.
Yep.
Like the injury, he just assumed it was pain from that random
From that
attack.
night. Random attack.
From the attack of a student.
And because he never wanted to go to a hospital.
He never wanted to go to a hospital.
He never wanted to go to a hospital. He always just fucking like rubbed it off and
because he thought it would tarnish his image.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So his own ego killed him.
Because, in the end, they told him, like they say that if he came to the hospital earlier, he would have lived.
Right.
It's like earlier on,
This is a strange sequence of events, though.
It's like your granddad's story,
like,
I'm not doing.
Because I believe he still didn't go to the hospital until like a week later or something like that.
Nothing. Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to the hospital. He's your fucking your old uncle or grandpa or something.
Right.
Nah,
them quacks.
Yeah, they don't know anything.
Those stupid quacks.
Seriously.
Yeah,
that's
wild.
exactly what happened. And then he pretty much killed himself. It seems.
Yeah, he died in the hospital, right?
Yeah, he died in the hospital supposedly.
Yeah, that's wild. So we were all wrong. I thought it was a water death.
But even with the peritonitis, even if that happened with the burst appendix, that means like stuff exploded, right? And all this bacteria went leaking into like your other organs. And for back in the day, the fatality rate was really high because, like he was saying, that there wasn't really like antibiotics and things like that.
And what does that happen?
That's what I was looking at was how successful were appendectomies in the 1920s and
not
30s.
Very.
Because there was a really neat series. I can't remember what it was on Showtime or what it called The Nick, and it was about the public hospital in New York City in the early 1900s. Oof. And it really gave you this insight into where medicine was back then. And I remember in one scene, all these doctors were at a party, and one of the doctors was going, and what was killing people was appendectomies, breech babies. There are certain things that we just take for granted that were like, that was the stuff. And then one of the doctors was like, he goes, my goal is I am going to take an appendix out of somebody and not kill them.
Right.
And he goes, as soon as I figure that out, I'm going to be one of the richest son of a bitches on this planet, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, I remember.
You could just be lucky.
It was like that and a breech baby. Those were like two things that I just couldn't
Figure
and that
out.
was early 1900s when that was set. You know? So, yeah, you know, I mean, it wasn't like now. If he'd have just shown up in time, I mean, you know, it could have.
My mom actually had her appendix burst, and she didn't go to the hospital. And then finally she did because you had like a fever and stuff like that. And they were like, yeah, you got like you almost died.
I'm pretty sure my girl.
So I'm pretty sure your blood gets like poisoned if you're not careful.
Well, I've had my appendix taken out.
Okay.
You know, and yeah, I mean,
you don't really need it, right?
You don't know. You don't. It's something you don't need. Absolutely. But you know, it was a thing where I woke up that day and I felt like I just had a stomach ache. You know, just had like a stomach virus or something like that. And told Pam, and no fever really or anything. But just all day long, I just kept going, man, that's just not going away. And we did 2 shows that night with Fade Woodruff, the Grandma from Hell, and Tom Rhodes.
Wow.
And well, Tom just was there. He had shown up because he's a friend of Faye's. And after the show, the second show, we're sitting around. It's midnight or whatever, and I was just saying, I've had this damn stomach ache all day, just won't go away. And Pam and I got in bed. It was like 2:00 in the morning. And I said it again, and thank God that my wife is smart enough. She just took her finger and went, how does that feel? And she poked me, and I went, ow! And I mean, sharp pain. And she goes, get out of bed. We're going to the hospital right now.
Yeah, dude.
And I don't know how her instinct was on that, but she knew, and I got there, and of course, you're in the operating room like, bam, quick. And so, I mean, you know, and I'm saying that because if you've got an appendicitis and you're not dealing with it, you're stupid. Because, I mean, you know there's something
wrong.
Yeah, you can't
feel
like,
the pain.
it isn't like people are like, oh, there's this benign appendicitis where you don't feel any pain or anything.
Yeah, it snuck up on me.
Yeah, no, you know something's fucked up. You know, absolutely.
It's showing that for the time of Houdini, that it was a 63% success rate for appendectomies.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's better than half.
That's why they had to cut it out so quick. They're just like, this is the only way we're going to even try.
Well, when I had to go back and see the surgeon, it's just that you have to go back and they have to see you one time after it's all over with. And I got in there, and of course, me being the comedian in town, he was wanting to fuck with me a little bit. Then he goes, "You owe me big," and I went, "Well, you took an appendix out." He goes, "Well, I just want to let you think about one thing." He goes, 60 years ago, or whatever, something like that. He goes, that was your lifespan.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
That was your lifespan. That you would have died and I think I was probably in my late 30s or maybe 40 at the most. And he goes, that'd have been your lifespan right there. You'd have been dead. Ooh, So
he died at 52.
You owe me a lot of tickets to the Some bitches never come.
But yeah, homeboy died. Houdini died at 52, so that's
but
that
back
was
then
kind of like the lifespan.
But
60,
65 was about it back then. 60, 65.
But he was in otherwise good shape.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was dude. He used to do swimming. Okay, so that was another thing. Like weird facts. He ran away from home at 12. Like, he was born in Hungary.
Always an escape artist.
Always, yeah. And then like his dad, like they moved to Wisconsin. And then his dad became a rabbi, and then like I can already imagine how he was just like, because he didn't like spiritualism or anything like that.
Right.
So he probably freaked the hell out, escaped at 12, and he went on. He went up to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, I don't know with or without the family, or when that was the breakup or not, but and that's when he pretty much his name was Eric. And then when they came here, they named him Eric. With instead of ERIK, it was ERICH.
Yeah.
And they renamed him, and then he ended up freaking changing his name later after he moved out there, not moved out, ran away at 12 and then it moved into Harry, and then his best he loved a magician named by Houdini, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, Houdini.
Oh, so that's where he got his.
And that's when he changed his name. He had an eye. And supposedly there's stories about his best friend said maybe he had an eye, blah, blah, blah. He did it either way, and it became Houdini.
Right,
and then that's how he got his stage name and
Well,
shit.
you figure how many men died, still to this day, but especially back then, just by being macho.
Right.
Really, just by doing things
Stupid.
that were like, yeah,
Jackass.
I can take a punch. Yeah, you can. I'll jump off that and head first. And yeah, I mean, because truly,
Yeah.
1800s
men used
Jackass.
to do crazy shit like
You know
that.
Jackass, right?
Yeah.
The
Well,
show
yeah, of
Jackass.
course.
This is the 1800s version of Jackass.
Oh, of course.
You know,
Yeah,
just punch
the-
me, do this, do that.
The phrase "you won't pussy" has killed so many men in history.
I dare you to.
Yeah.
You know, exactly.
Well, you know what is the? Somebody just said this to me. What is the main cause of death of older men? Thinking they're younger men.
Right.
You
right,
know.
right. Yeah.
Yes.
So true.
That's what I heard about like your 30s. Like the reason why you get hurt in your 30s is that you think you can still move like a 20-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
And then you
Yeah.
pull something.
Yeah.
And think about that when you're 60.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You said you wanted to bring up something later down the road. Does this have to do with his wife, Bess? And what's been going on
I was gonna,
around
yeah.
Halloween, possibly?
Well, I was gonna bring that up, but before I guess segued into it, I was gonna say like, okay, well, why does his death matter, right? Like, why are people still talking about it? Like,
Right.
how did he get killed, or was it really a punch to the stomach, or was it whatever, right?
Foul play.
Right. Well, because he was so like anti-spiritualist, then isn't that right, Edith? He was on such like a crusade that I guess he spent like more than half of his time, like the latter years of his life, like just speaking and lecturing about it. That when he did pass away, a lot of the people who were spiritualists would stake claim that it was, like I did it, especially because he died on Halloween of that year.
I see.
So they kind of like claimed like, there you go for like crap talking about us. So I don't want to say like they killed him, but they were saying that
They claimed.
they
like,
said
his
that
death.
they prophesized his death because when he died on Halloween, they quickly claimed credit for his demise.
Oh God.
And I thought that's horrible.
That's pretty bad. Yeah.
It is really bad, man.
So and then I was
then-
gonna go into the whole.
Yeah, then all of it, like his wife and him, they had a pact that if he died at some point, he would come back on the 10th anniversary of his death, and if he could communicate to her,
He would try to communicate, not
he
come
would
back.
try to, not come
Right,
back,
right.
but try to communicate to her
Right.
from beyond the grave.
Right.
And so she even set up a seance, and she like did the whole 9 on the like 10 years. October, they like maybe I find it funny. Maybe like he just like, did you get the time right? Like,
No,
did you like he died at like 5:35?
Right.
Maybe you did it at 7.
Right.
You know, like maybe you just missed the call.
Or maybe he's so petty. He's like, I can't let these fucking spiritualists be right. So he's just like la up there, like not listening.
He's like, I hated this in the first place. This
yeah.
wasn't supposed to be real.
You're not right.
Yeah. That's the irony of it too. Is like he spent all his time like trying to like
Just
debunk
prove
them,
it, yeah.
but supposedly that they had some kind of code, which no one
Yeah.
really knows. But they had a code that he said that if you were to communicate with her, that
Yeah.
he gave her the code and only she would know if he was trying to
Nothing
reach
happened.
out.
And they still try to.
They do it to this very day.
Yeah,
on Halloween, people to
try
this
to
very
contact
day.
him.
Dude, stop trying to contact Houdini, bro.
He's
Get a life.
busy. He's busy.
Yeah, dude, get a job.
Yeah.
Stop smoking so much weed.
He's got things to do.
I mean, I
okay?
smoke a lot of weed and I don't contact Houdini. Nah.
Not on weed. You got to
Try another day, man.
Stronger.
Try another
Ayahuasca.
day.
Yes.
Ayahuasca.
Yes.
Yeah. That's pretty interesting.
Try a different time. You know, try
Well,
7.
the last thing I have is just that even as recent as 2008,
Yeah.
so Houdini's grandnephew actually has been seeking permission to exhume his body to try to see if they can do tests to see if he was like poisoned, saying that he had many people who would have a motive to
Enemies.
to like kind of bring him to I guess to his demise. They had a motive for murder. I don't know if he got permission though.
Yeah.
You know, but as early or as recent as 2008, they've been trying to still kind of still see if there was another explanation for his death.
Other than just some college frat boy punching him in the stomach at a party.
This is interesting to me because, like,
Fuck, man.
I wonder if was he the one that kind of started the rivalry between spiritualism and magic? Because
he kind of did.
is he the one? Because
he
I've
was
seen this before.
Biggest
There was a
promoter of it, at least. Yeah.
there was a magician show, right? And it was Penn and Teller, I believe. It was their show, and they would bring on people that would do magic tricks, and like the whole idea is like if you could
Teller,
prove them
man.
wrong,
Right. Fool us.
or if they fool us, I believe so. And then they also had another one where Chris Angel was involved, and I remember very vividly there was this guy who was doing like these mystic readings and stuff like that, and he's doing like it's all like a parlor trick, and there's 3 magician judges, and the other 2 were like, wow, it's a pretty good trick. And then I remember Chris Angel, he like wrote something down on a piece of paper and he put it in his pocket, and he goes, I'll give you $1 million of my own money.
Yeah, I remember
if you
hearing
can
about this.
if you can say what I wrote down on my pocket. And the guy's like, they immediately start like fighting and like verbally assaulting each other. And cause like Chris Angel's like, you're a liar, you're a hack, you're
Like,
stealing
I'm
people's
gonna give you
money.
$1 million, bro.
Right. Because he was claiming that
Call them out.
spiritualism, or the spiritualists, if you will, are like just duping people. They're ripping people off.
Yep.
And he goes, I'm doing a real trick. You're claiming that you can contact their grandma. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you're taking advantage of people, if you
some
will.
Miss Cleo
Yeah.
shit,
But like, I'm wondering like if Houdini's the original, instigator of this.
He was one because
it's funny. I don't know.
he hated spiritualism
He hated
and
him.
religion and shit, and then he found magic, and I'm sure he tried to just start debunking everything. I'm
Yeah.
sure. That's my guess. Before we dip out on this guy,
Okay.
like there was 2 things I had no freaking clue about him. He was an actor. He was in a few movies.
Okay.
Yeah, he was supposedly a pretty good actor. He was in nothing I've ever fucking seen, but
Yeah.
it was in there. And another thing though that really fucking went above and beyond, he was one of the first airline pilots
In Australia, right?
in Australia. He flew the first sustained power flight in Australia. So when they, I'm guessing when they first attached, I don't know, propulsion to a
Right.
plane, he was the first to do it in Australia.
Wow.
Which those are a bunch of gangsters anyway back then, and
Yeah.
still to this very day. It was
I'm
a
sure he
prison
wasn't the
fucking-
only one who volunteered.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure.
But
he was
anyway,
one of
around
them.
it, he was an extraordinarily brilliant,
Yeah.
unique
Yep.
individual. I mean, no
he
doubt
was.
about it. And
A daredevil before.
Daredevil,
Pretty
and
much a daredevil, yeah.
you don't pull shit like that off without a lot of work.
Yeah.
And and sacrifice and all that kind of stuff. I mean, he was an amazing person. I mean,
Evil
really.
Knievel, basically. Right?
He was like the evil
Yeah.
Knievel before evil Knievel.
There you go.
It's really cool.
Nice.
Houdini babies.
All right. So hard reset, and then let's do.
Oh,
April
were you gonna? I
Fools.
didn't know if you were gonna say like the whole like where to find us and do that.
No, we'll do that at the end of after trivia. So.
Okay.
Cool. Hard reset.
One of the sad things I found on that, which really had nothing to do with his death or his whatever, was like eventually when I forget how many years later his wife did pass away, she had requested obviously to be buried right next to her husband, but I guess which I don't know what the laws were back then with power of attorney and all that stuff, but her parents did not, so I guess they were still alive. So she passed away and her parents did not allow her to be buried next to him because he was Jewish. And they didn't want her to be buried in a Jewish cemetery, so she was buried in a Catholic cemetery like 150 feet away.
Oh,
So
And now they're ghosts trying
that's a
to
little
find
sad.
each other
that's pretty sad.
across
Yeah.
land masses.
That sucks.
No,
I
it does
forget
suck.
what she passed away from. I read it, but I'm like, oh,
Getting punched
that
in
wasn't
the
her
stomach.
wishes,
That's
like
pretty
what
dick.
the heck?
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
That is weird when people do not respect the wishes of the person who died, and they're like, "No, I'm a Christian. I got to put him in a tomb." or I gotta go and I'm not gonna burn
I
them.
hate to
I'm
be
not
crass, but as if it matters.
Yeah, right. No, I feel you, bro. Seriously, I want to
for
be
the
shot up
family
into
or
space,
whatever,
go to the
but-
moon. They got the new shit. Elon's taking people and burying them in the moon and shit.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, dude, you can get a space package and launch yourself into the moon, bro.
I have never been to the gravesite of anyone, any family member, anyone after the funeral.
After the funeral.
I've never been.
Neither have I.
I've never been.
I haven't seen my dad.
Because
or my
for me,
stepfather that was my dad.
I go, they're not there. I mean, they're here in my heart. You know, I mean, it's not there.
I haven't even. Yeah, not once actually.
Oh, I couldn't find most of those people's graves.
No.
If you're watching this video, play along with us. We're gonna do some trivia, some Mystic Junkies trivia, and we're gonna have fun with it. Let's get to our first question. All right. Some people believe that the area beneath Denver International Airport is home to what exactly? Is it the Illuminati, the reptilians, the deep state, or the New World Order? All right, guys. What'd you have, Les? Show the people the world.
Deep shit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a deep state.
Deep shit.
Deep state. All right.
Good old deep shits.
And Matt, what you got?
Reptilians.
Reptilians. Okay. And Twee has the Illuminati. All right, Donnie, what survey says? It is the Illuminati.
Oh, I should have known
It's
that.
either that or the reptilians.
You get to,
Me being in it, I should have known it. Damn.
yeah, it's actually like this. If you actually go into the airport, Denver, there's all this like weird like Aztec murals and stuff like
I
that.
do remember seeing a
And
thing
then
on
there's
that.
all these, and there's always like these weird people around the airport that have been reported, and then also it's built on top of this plateau where it could. All right, that's what we're
Nice.
playing for right here.
Nice.
But it's also like on top of this plateau where like conceivably there was like blueprints that were like what do you call it, leaked, where they have like this whole underground system under the airport, but who knows, that could be just
Dude, what better place though
fabricated and made
to?
up.
I've never been outside of the Southeastern Council.
whoa.
Southeastern Council.
What better
Yeah.
place to not like claim people though?
Right,
you know,
right,
just like yoink and take you down.
Yeah,
into
exactly,
The
exactly.
sub level.
So it's a cool thing.
They say that the artwork in the airport kind of has clues.
That's
Yeah.
what he was just talking
Yeah.
about.
It's
got, like,
Yeah,
the eye.
Aztec shit.
Yes. Yeah.
It was all done by this one artist who, like,
I'm sure.
who's like been interviewed about it. He's like, yeah, somebody just paid me a lot of money to do it. I don't know who it was. yeah.
It's like a new Banksy kind of shit.
I do.
you know.
He's like, yeah, I hired him.
All right. Ready for your next question, Donnie? Let's
Lives in
get the
Polk
next
County.
question. Yeah. Most often depicted as giant with one eye, the Cyclops first appears in an ancient Greek mythology. What does the name Cyclops mean? Is it one-eyed? Is it lost eye? Is it circle-eyed? Or is it single-eyed? All right, Les, what'd you have?
Survey says
Survey says
single.
single. Okay. What you got, Matt?
Single.
Single. They literally can't read it. It's upside down. It's not even. Okay. And Twee, what'd you have?
I put circle-eyed.
Damn. Survey. What was the? Yep. Circle.
Oh.
Twee's killing it.
Did you actually know that?
No, I actually deduced it because the Latin cycle and circle,
true. God,
cyclops.
man,
So I
nice
think like a
one.
cycle is circular.
Yep.
You're not allowed
Good
to
call.
use Latin.
Nice deduction.
Disqualified.
Yeah, disqualified. She's using her brain. All right. Let's get to the next
right.
question. What do we got? The conspiracy theory Paul is dead claims that the musician was killed in what kind of accident? And if you don't know what who this conspiracy is about, I will tell you, but I feel like most of you should know who this is about, right?
Yeah.
So was it a plane accident, a car accident, a hiking accident, or a motorcycle accident? All right, Les, what'd you have?
Well, everybody knows that musicians should never go hiking.
That's what Cocaine Bear is about.
Ever.
It's a hiking accident.
Never.
Okay.
Never. It's an accident waiting to
Matt,
happen.
what'd you have?
Plane.
Plane, okay. Twee?
I also put hiking.
Oh, okay. Donnie, survey says
Car.
car accident.
What?
Oh,
Yes.
God damn it! I thought
So this is actually about Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
Paul McCartney. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the people like claimed that he died, and he was like,
Yeah.
what was it?
Oh, wait, no,
he was
he's
cloned.
a clone.
Yeah.
Fuck, I totally
Because like
forgot.
the new
I was thinking of
the
fucking
new
And they
Led
went with
Zeppelin.
car, like
Yeah,
how
yeah.
everybody died.
yeah, exactly. I thought plane too, because I
not
was thinking
Led
of
Zeppelin.
Come on.
The guy, the fucking
Bob,
crunch-
Hiking.
Buddy Holly.
Buddy Holly. Yeah, I was thinking of Buddy Holly.
No.
Yeah, so the car accident. Interesting.
Have you ever heard of Paul McCartney going hiking? No, never.
No.
It's never been one.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been so much documentation on that guy. Not
Yeah.
one hiking reference.
Not one.
Ever.
No. He's not much of a hiker, I don't think.
I don't know. Maybe he is, and you just, they keep
He
it
was looking for
secret.
snipes.
I don't know. Maybe he's snipes. I think we
Looking
could
for
trick
snipes.
him. Next time I get around Paul, I'm gonna tell him to hike down to that bush.
Yeah, poke him and ask him if he's a clone. I'm sure he loves that.
That was the plot of the new movie Cocaine Bear.
You poke him and then you find out he has appendicitis.
Yeah, right. Save his life.
Yeah.
All right, Donnie, what's the next question? What kind of mythical creature was Medusa? Was it a banshee, a basilisk, enchanita?
An enchilada.
Enchilada?
Was he an
Or a
enchilada?
gorgon? No, it's echidna.
Chindina. Kidna.
Thank you.
Kidna.
Thank you, Donnie.
Kidna.
Echidna. All right. And Les, what'd you have?
I just love the word basilisk. I don't know what it is, but I'll tell you right
just
now,
go
it won't
with
be
that.
the last time I use it.
I have a lizard.
I like
basilisk.
basilisk.
Lizard. How?
All right.
Yeah,
Matt?
I do. I really do.
What'd
A
you have,
basilisk
Matt?
Lizard. It's the Jesus lizards that run on water.
Oh.
Gorgon?
Bam, Gorgon.
Had a gorgon. And Twee, what'd you have?
I'm guessing banshee.
Banshee. All right. Survey says gorgon. One for
Oh,
Matt.
Gorgon.
Yes, sir.
All right. If you win this next one, you guys will be tied.
Okay.
All right, let's get to this next question. Which continent do Flat Earth Society advocates argue is a wall at the ocean's edge?
Oh, I remember this.
Is it Africa? Is it Australia? Is it South America? Or is it Antarctica? Les is already ready.
I'm
pretty sure I
we
knew
did
this.
the flat Earth, and I actually
man.
recall it. I'm so amazed that
I might have dumb
that the
confidence.
Prevagen actually works.
I might have dumb confidence on this one, but I
Fucking
think I know.
Prevagen and I don't know, vitamin E or something.
All right, Les, what'd you have?
Antarctica.
Antarctica, okay. Matt?
Antarctica.
Ooh.
I actually guessed Africa.
Oh, survey says
Ah.
Antarctica. Wow, Matt and Twee. All right, and you guys are going to have to play rock, paper, scissors
Is there a tie break?
to
Oh,
figure out.
you don't have a sudden death one, huh?
don't have a
Oh
sudden
shit!
death
No
question.
sudden death.
No sudden death questions in here.
The
No.
fuck, man. Well, then now we know that you need a sudden death.
No, we just figured it out right here. That's actually the trivia. Is what do we need
What do we need next?
to solve this riddle?
Right.
But
That's right.
yeah, rock, paper, scissors. Let's do it.
Really?
Yeah, this
Right,
is for
yeah, let's do it.
This is
Oh,
for
yeah,
the
we gotta do it
reigning-
in the middle though.
This is for
so
the
everybody
reigning
can
crown.
see it.
This is it.
All right, ready?
Right here, baby.
1, 2, 3, shoot. Ah.
Damn, Matt gets it.
Hammer.
Matt is the
There
winner.
he is.
Yeah, give me my fucking my hat that I need so
Are
badly.
it, baby.
That's
All
a
right.
unicorn.
Yeah, you're
fuck.
the trivia champ.
Wait, we're gonna go with the Roman dildo kind of style.
Now you know what
By the
that
way,
means, right?
The rock, paper, scissors makes me remember a great comedian's bit. Brett Leake.
Okay.
I love
Brett?
it. Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
most
Brett's so
definitely.
brilliant. So he said when the fist bump came out because of COVID.
Yeah, yeah.
So he goes, I didn't know what it was, or whatever it was. I didn't know what it was. So somebody goes fist bump, and he did that.
Paper.
Dude, I just did that to
Paper
somebody.
covers rock.
I just did that in the back. I was like, it's a guy that I see all the time here, and we know each other. He loves me and everything. And like, he's like, "What's up?" I'm like, "What's going on?" And I go over there, and I just went to go and pound it, And he does one of those.
yeah.
But he didn't know it. I was like, "No, just do this thing," Like,
Oh, man.
It took a minute. I'm like, "Oh yeah, generational gaps."
Yeah, rough.
Pretty
Yeah, when you
rough.
grab the fist with both of your hands.
It's like, no,
Not
it's not
worth
a
it.
cheeseburger, bro.
It's making a statement.
Yeah, right, exactly. All right, guys, that's our podcast. Thank you for sticking with us this long. Go to our website. Go to our Instagram, McCurdy'sComedyOfficial.com.
And website.
.com. McCurdy's Comedy Official. You know where we are. And go to the description of this episode. Go to our link tree. You'll find all of our goodies there. And please send us some email. And let us know. Tell us what stories you want us to cover. And also just tell us how we're doing. If you don't like what we're doing, let us know. We might change some things. You never know.
26th of every month, we're trying to stop nuclear war. Okay? Check that out.
26th. Walk a mile,
Every
baby.
month. Every month.
Walk a mile. End by end, right?
That's right.
Okay, we'll see you next time. We love you. Good night. Mwah.